Hi everyone,
Hello.
this is Debbie and Vic.
Hi.
So we've been getting some questions related to should we, have a child or start trying to have a baby immediately we get married, or should we wait for a while?
Yeah.
What is your advice? And we intend to answer that question in this video.
Yeah, so for a newly married couple, there's so many things that as a married couple, when we wanted to get married, it was for me personally, I just felt that I did not want to have kids immediately. I don't know how you feel.
Well, I think from onset, I would have loved to start trying for a child like immediately, but the reason why I supported her own view also was the fact that we were planning to travel, so we were just relocating immediately after the wedding. So I also felt that okay, I think we should give it some time because we need to settle into the country. She was going for studies also, so looking at the whole stress and settling in, I just agreed with it. But if that wasn't the case, I think I would have
wanted to have a child. So I guess we both agreed to disagree on that. So me, I'd always been the school of thought that I would like to settle into the marriage. Marriage and dating is two different ballgames. And then to get to know the person I'm with better, and then have a rhythm before a baby comes along. And now that we have a child, I kind of like that we did that, because a baby changes the entire dynamics of the family. And if you don't have a dynamic before, you don't even know that anything has changed. So but you wouldn't know, you wouldn't miss out on something you did not enjoy anyway. So it's subjective. So that was what we did. We waited for 1 year before trying to have a child. But then in retrospect, if I could go back, if I know what I know now, I would probably not go the medical family planning route. Maybe I would want us to do something different apart from that, because of all the things that is unique to me. I'm sure several people have different stories about family planning as well. So today we're just going to be sharing information, especially for married couples, so that when you are making a decision based on should we or should we not, you are making it from an informed or guided point of view.
Yeah, maybe we should start with should you. Okay. I mean, if you want to, it's totally fine, and it's a good thing if you so desire and it's something you really want. For me, some of the benefits I see there was the fact that I have them early and train them earlier and just move on with my life. All right. So if I want to have 2-3 children, just give birth to them and move on. I just feel like even if I hold on for the next 2-3 years, 4 years, I'll still come to meet that circle of taking care of babies, running around and all of those things. So I just felt like then I felt like I have more time to grow up with them at a time where I have more strength. Let me use that word. Like, what I mean by that is that by the time they are still teenagers, I could still be in my 40s, early 50s, like that. So there will be more strength, to do a lot of things with them. If they are boys, maybe do some sport, play some jump around. We can still engage and box a little bit.
You want to box?
You get what I mean? What I mean is that you can still, but when you start getting towards a level, however you want to look at it, as you age, you can't have that level of strength to engage in certain things. So for me, it's just something that I've seen people with. I've seen people that are in certain age with some children. I kind of like it when I see that dynamic. So I just like watching
be like a 30-year-old and have a 50-year-old child.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm just saying is that I mean, even if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years you buy, it's still something, right?
Me, I feel like there's no rush. You're still going to get there eventually. Now you have a son that you jump around it anyways, and it's tiring both of us out. So I'm going to say that if it's something you like, the first thing you do to know if it's something that is for you or not for you is first of all sit down and make a plan. So I am a very big advocate of don't have kids when you're not ready, or when you don't have the means to take care of them, or it's circumstances are different.
You just know the circumstances
so
around you.
If you're traveling, your husband is not going to be with you, you're going to be alone, and all of that. It might be worth considering pushing it back till you know that you're ready to raise the kids as a family unit, but there's nothing wrong with waiting 6 months before actually getting pregnant, or 1 year. It does not really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. And for us, the 1 year we had a lot of fun. We traveled a lot, and what did you do? What did you do?
I mean, we did a lot. We explored, as you said, traveled,
built career.
Yeah, we're able to do a lot of things. Try to save, get ourselves more settled in the new country that we came into. So for me, those are some of the advantages I started seeing.
Yeah, because I had a stable job. Continue.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that's like some of the advantages I could see from that, and I think it was very helpful to us in settling down. By the time we had the child, it wasn't like for us to provide or get some certain things is like it's a burden or it's difficult, or we start feeling like, with his food and everything, it becomes a very hard thing. I think it helped us to be able to settle, plan well, and all of that. So which I think, it was a good one. So if I think back and look at the decision we made, I don't feel bad that we made that decision. I think I'm grateful that we did.
Yeah. So for us, we used an implant, which was what we did was before our wedding, we actually visited a health care center. I think it's free in Nigeria. It's also free in the UK.
I think so. Yeah, for a consultation session.
For a consultation, and the woman told us all the different ones. There's implant, there's IUDs, there is drugs that you have to take, there's injection. I don't know, there are condoms too. I don't know if I'm missing any.
I think those are the ones. Those are the ones. Condom. Then.
So based on our situation, because we were not having sex then, I wanted it to be in place before the wedding night, obviously. So we did the implant, I think 1 week to our wedding. No, not 1 week. Not 1 week. Maybe 2 weeks. It was just close to the wedding day that we did it. And then when it was 1 year in the UK, I went to remove it. It was just like a small procedure. They would just numb the place and then put it in, and then in 8 days it was already healed. You just feel like a scratch, and but you can always feel it. You feel like there's a rod inside your body. And one disadvantage that happened with the implant is that I still feel like it's not well documented enough, the ectopic pregnancy that I had. There's no medical basis for it, but I've seen several women in my circle that had ectopic pregnancy just because they were using implants. But there's no research to back it up, so your medical practitioner will not tell you, for example. But then, so the general advice would be that even when you remove the implant, you should try not to get pregnant at least like 3 months after removing it, so that your body would have stabilized, and then you now be able to have a good pregnancy. I've even seen someone with the implant still there that still got pregnant and now had ectopic pregnancy. So it's always a risk factor. So if I can go back to when we made that decision, I will still make the decision not to have a baby immediately, but then we'll probably go about it some other way, maybe natural.
Anyway,
just some other way.
I don't know, but the thing is that if you say you're not ready for it, you just have to think of, I don't know, one of the family planning method to use, because if you just say anything can happen, anything can happen really. But I think the whole thing is that seek expert opinion, just as we said, she just shared her own experience. And based on our experience, you're like, okay, she would have tried other method, but we're not saying that that might be the best for you. But if you feel that you're not ready and you're about, get just based on what we said, maybe you look at your financial status, you look at where you are staying currently, you feel you need to, maybe you're just staying in a one bed or something, and you feel like you need to have like a 2 bed or 3 bed just to prepare. You look at your income currently and you feel that you guys should settle the more, or you just feel like you just want to bond a little bit more just before you start having children. So there are different reasons why. So I would say, I think the main thing is you both should sit down, have the conversation, look at your current situation, analyze it and look at it, pray about it, see if it's something that you want to do now or not. So as she said, children can come with a lot of burden, a lot of responsibilities and all of that. It's worth planning for. I've seen people a lot of times where, my wife is in the hospital, they want to do CS, and they are running around for money. I'm not saying that things don't happen, but what we're saying is that plan for it. It takes about 9 months or so. Even let's say you even decide you plan for it. So now if you're not ready, financially and other things, it is worth sitting down to plan, to say, okay, we want to do this. What if we have to go through CS route and it's going to cost this, all right? How much is it going to cost? Do we have the finance or something like that? How are we going to be saving up for it and all of that? So that's why have conversations. Just ask yourself realistically, if you feel you are ready and that is the next thing you want to do immediately, you get married. If that is it, just go for it. But if you feel that is not it, as we said, consider maybe seeking counsel or having some consultation section in the family planning unit, and I'm sure they will guide you on some of the best. People use natural way, calculate the circles and all of that, know when the lady is ovulating and not, and all of that. And I do hear that it has worked for some people, but at the same time, some has tried it and it did not work. All right, so but if you don't really want, it's better to have some consultation section just to know that you have at least a higher chances of preventing it if you are not ready for it, so that it does not happen mistakenly and then you both are just angry with each other and then you just feel like this is not what we want now and all of that. So if it's not what you want, it's just better to plan and see how you can prevent it for a while until you feel that you guys are ready for it and stuff.
So if you watched the video to this extent, let us know you're watching by dropping Debbie and Mick. Just type it so I will know that you're watching in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. And if you have any question, you have any comment, you've gone through this experience, tell us what worked for you. Also, we'd like to learn from you, we'd like to hear from you, we'd like to know how your experience went, and possibly if you are married, let's know what you think or what you have to say based on your experience to newly wedded or about to wed that are asking this question and they are contemplating if they should have kids immediately or not.
Thank you.
Make sure you subscribe and share with someone, be useful to someone.
Bye.